Hi guys, it's time to talk all things X Factor. Now, last week we found out that Caroline Flack and Murs wouldn't be returning to the show. And today we found out that Olly Murs has quit. What's going on? I mean, as far as I know, the show has been commissioned to 2017, so we know that it's definitely going to be ongoing, but the question is, who are they going to get to front the show? Because you need a big personality and there are some pretty big boots that need to be filled. Now, I loved Dermot O'Leary. I also love his new car show that he has on ITV because I really want to be on it and I really want to race the stick because I think I'll win. But anyway, back to X Factor. I also loved Caroline and Olly. So what's going on? Who do you think should front the show? Who do you think would be right for it? Personally, I've heard quite a few rumours. I've heard Rylan. I've heard Emma Willis. I've heard Dermot might even be in the mix to come back. I've heard Jedward and I've even heard Sunita. I'm not entirely sure if Sunita would be right for the show. I love Sunita. I actually got to play her in X Factor the musical and I met her and she's brilliant, she's great, she's a huge personality, but I'm not entirely sure that her clothing attire would be right for a Saturday night audience. Could you imagine her coming out in her banana leaves? So, who could it be? That's the question. I mean, I personally would love it to be Rylan because he's been there, you know, he knows exactly what the contestants are feeling, he can sympathise with them. That's the show that really boosted him and, you know, that was the platform for his career and that's where he started to get to where he is now. And I heard today him doing an interview saying that he's doing Big Brother and he's happy doing that. He's not actually had a phone call about X Factor, but if he was to have a phone call, of course he'd love to do it and maybe he could work them alongside each other, who knows. But I think he'd be a great personality. I think whoever they choose, they have to be great for the show, they have to be someone that loves the show, someone that understands the show because it is a bit of a crazy format, and just someone that enjoys it and embraces it. And I think he would be fantastic because whenever I watch him do any sort of presenting, he is really in the zone, he loves it, he gets involved and he just looks like he's embracing and indulging in the whole moment, and that is exactly what you need for a show like this as far as I'm concerned. Now, let's talk about the panel because obviously now Murs is gone, there's a space left. That means it could be Louis Walsh or it could be Walsh Tomlinson. I've heard both names being floated around there. The question is, if there's only one space, who do you think it should be? Now, there's also the question of whether or not Rita Ora is going to say, because now that ITV have bought The Voice, is she going to go back there or is she going to say here? There's a bidding war at the minute, what's going on? And also, if she leaves, okay, if she leaves, that's fine because both Louis can be in. But if she decides to stay with X Factor, which Louis would it be? We know how much Simon Cowell loves Walsh Tomlinson because he was with him in the Judges' Houses last series. But we also know how much Simon loves Louis Walsh because he's been doing that show since day one. And just Louis is Louis, isn't he? Everyone loves Louis. I love Louis. He's great. I was trying to think of something that he'd say on the show then. I couldn't think of anything. It's normally something like, you can't sing, but I love you. That was a really bad Irish accent and I don't think he's ever said that on the show, but hey ho, that's my new one for the day. Okay, so enough of X Factor, let's talk about Extra Factor. Because of course, there's Rochelle and Melvin. I wonder if they're going to be bumped up. But then I also heard that Simon Cowell didn't really like the fact that there were two presenters fronting the normal X Factor, so he just wants the one. So if that's the case, then would they take maybe Rochelle over, or would they take Melvin over, or maybe they would get Marvin in to do Extra Factor with Rochelle, or maybe they'd get Ricky in to do Extra Factor with Melvin, or maybe they would decide that they want Marvin and Rochelle to front it and Ricky and Melvin to do the extra bit, or maybe they'll swap it over. There's so many names in the mix that I just don't know what's going on and I hate not knowing. I just want to know. Of course, I think the best person for X Factor would be me, but I've not yet had the call. I just need to check that they've got the right number for me because no one's called me yet, but it's fine because it's fine, you know. I'll speak to my agent and just make sure that she knows my number's the same as it has always been, and just to make sure it's the right number. No, but other than me, I think Rylan would be great. He really would be my personal favourite. I just think he's great. I just think he'd embrace it, he'd enjoy it, he'd love it. Like I said, he's been there before, he's been there, done that, and I just think it would be really good to have him kind of returning to the show at this time as the presenter, as the person that hosts it. So I want you to get in touch with me, let me know who you think it should be, leave a comment below and let me know who you think needs to be the new presenter for X Factor. Bye!